Kia ora everybody and welcome to the Bubba Collective. Intanai mum and dad to 3 American Bullies, Bernie, Cowgirl and Tamashii. They all love their toys and they all love to chew. So in this series we're taking toys, giving them to the bubbas, testing them, rating them, ranking them, and hopefully showing you guys which ones are the best and which ones are not so good.
May fall right back down, but your love lifts me back to solid ground.
Kia ora, hi, Sarah here. So what are we doing here? Well, when we go away, we buy the bubbas a bunch of toys. We spend a lot of money on toys because our bubbas are pretty aggressive chewers and they like to rip their toys apart. Quick note, this is not a sponsored video. We bought all the toys outright and we're not getting any monetary or any kind of sponsorship or compensation for making this video. One of our friends actually came up with this idea because they saw how many toys the bubbas go through, and they thought it would be a good idea for the bubbas to go through, review and rate the toys that they end up with. So hopefully we can sort the good from the not so good to help other fur parents and ourselves hopefully in future save money on some of the toys and brands while still maintaining happy bubbas. So we've got 4 main categories worth 5 points each. We've got pricing, durability, tidiness, that's one for the fur parents, and bubba interest, so how long the bubbas are interested in the toy for. So as we go along scoring the toys, we can start making a list and ranking the toys so you can see which ones we think are the best. Well, us and the bubbas, of course. All of the toys were purchased from PetSmart in Philadelphia a couple months ago on one of Benson's trips. And I have the price list here. So I'm just going to go through and talk a little bit about each. So first up, we've got a nice cute pig called Tuffy. Now the bubbas love this brand of toys. So obviously that's going to score high in the bubba interest category. Every time we see toys with the label Tuffy on it, it kind of makes us like snigger and giggle a little bit because we can almost guarantee that the bubbas are going to shred it and it won't last long. So that was another reason for doing these videos too, because we can really test how tough these ones are. So the original Tuffy is marketed as the world's toughest soft dog toy. So we're going to put that to the test, see how the bubbas go, see if that's correct. There's other soft toys out there that we're going to be testing too, so it'll be kind of fun to pit them against each other and see which comes out on top. I like this little disclaimer that they've got here where they say there is no such thing as indestructible. That's a good little side note there. So it's tough, but it's not indestructible. I also like this little gauge that they've got, and it shows the toughness scale, and this particular toy is ranked number 7th, which is a really tough toy but still vulnerable. So it says here, Tuffies are the world's most durable soft dog toys, and they're built to withstand rigorous interactive play, not aggressive chewing. So this may not particularly be suited for the bubbas, even though they do love this brand of toys. Because I don't know if you can call something tough if it's not tough. Because when dogs play with things, don't they chew it? I don't know if that really makes sense to me. Chewing is playing to dogs. Well, it is to my bubbas. Next up, we've got Hush. So the Hush clownfish was priced at $8.99. A little disclaimer for this one. So this one wasn't actually marketed as a tough toy, but we saw it and liked it and thought the bubbas might like it. So we went ahead and got it. We don't always get the bubbas just the tough toys because we do like them to enjoy a variety of toys. It has a on and off squeaker. So the bubbas, they really love squeaky toys. We've got to put that out there. They really love the squeaky toys. and this one has one that you can turn on and off. So when we buy squeaky toys for the bubbas, I'm always excited to give it to them, but then as we're sitting down in the lounge and just cruising, I instantly regret it when we're trying to watch a movie and the bubbas are enjoying their toys, squeaking on the side, just endless squeaking. So the fact that you can turn this on and off is a huge bonus. It's a big one for me. Finally, in this round of the bubbas testing things, we have the Tough Chameleon. I don't know if this looks like a chameleon, but that's what the label says. So the Tough Chameleon was priced at $9.99, and this has a pretty simple label, but something that I do love about this one is that it has a little sign here saying for shredders and go-getters, so that makes me kind of excited. Also, something I'm excited about with this toy is it's got what it calls a bite shield protection. So it's got a little sample of what the material is like there. So it's kind of that plush material, and then on the reverse side it's got a ballistic material liner for shredders and go-getters. Reinforced seams added strength. Internal strap keeps limbs on longer. Squeaker enclosed in fabric to reduce punctures. So this I'm pretty excited about. Again, just because I'm excited about things doesn't mean that the bubbas are going to be excited about it. So now you've had a little rundown on the rules and the toys that we're going to be testing this week. Next up, let's put them to the test. And now we've seen all the toys in action, let's go over the results and see what the bubbas and us thought. Okay, let's check these results out now. First up is the Tuffy Pig. So in terms of pricing, I gave it a 3 because it was $19.99, which isn't too bad, but you know, it's not fantastic either. Durability, I gave it a 3 because this was the pink pig that they ripped apart pretty quick. It lasted more than, I suppose it lasted more than 10 minutes, but it was still pretty quick to pull apart. Tidiness, now this one scored kind of low on the tidiness because it was a mission for me to clean up. The fluff went everywhere and it was just And it just kept coming. It just kept coming. I pulled some of it out and they'd just find more fluff to come out of it. So that scored a 2. Bubba interest. Now again, the bubbas do really like this brand and they really like these toys. So I gave it a pretty good score on the bubba interest scale. So the total for the Tuffy Pig was 12 out of 20. So next up we got the Hush Clownfish. Now just a note, this one wasn't actually a durable or a tough toy. But again, we like to give the bubbas a little, you know, different toys to play with, and we thought they'd like this one. So the pricing, it was $9.99, which I thought was a super good price. Durability, I gave it a 0 because I think the bubbas had destroyed it in about 5 or 10 minutes. So that got a 0. That was, yep. But again, noted, it's not a durable toy. Tidiness, it was alright. I think it wasn't as bad as the Tuffy Pig, but they still managed to chew it into pieces and all the rubber bits came off. Bubba interest, they loved it so much they ripped it apart super quick. So the Hush Clownfish got 11 out of 20. And finally, the Tough Chameleon, the pricing at $9.99 I thought was excellent for the toy. So I gave it a 5, full marks. Durability, honestly, as I'm making this video, it's currently nearly 2 weeks on and the toy is still intact. I repeat, the toy is still intact. So much so that I actually ran out right now to go and get it and show you guys. Look at this. This toy, it's only got a little bit of wear and tear there, but this thing is super tough. So again, 5 marks on the durability scale. Tidiness, again, full marks, 5. Nothing came out of it. Even though it had holes, it's obviously got holes in it, still no mess from it, full marks. And bubba interest, I gave it a 4 because even though the bubbas really liked it, they did lose interest in it, and I'm wondering if that's because they couldn't rip it apart like the other ones. I think part of their enjoyment is the fact that they can actually rip some of these toys apart. So I think it lost a little bit of points, ironically, because they couldn't rip it apart. But it's still 19 out of 20 for the Tough Chameleon. So let's look at the leaderboard. On top, we got the Tough Chameleon with 19 points. Coming in second, we've got the Tuffy Pig on 12 points. And coming in third, we've got the Hush Fish on 11 points. Not bad for the first week of testing. So as we go through the test, we're going to keep ranking them on this leaderboard, and we're slowly going to build a list so that we can see which are the best toys out there. So let's just have a quick look at the couple of the toys that they tested. So this was the Tuffy Pig. This was the one, it made a lot of mess. Once they made a hole in it, it kind of went everywhere. But the bubbas do really like this. So I think if your dogs aren't as aggressive chewers or ripper-uppers as our bubbas are, this would be a really good toy to have because the bubbas just loved it. But the winner of this is obviously the Chameleon. So much so that I've actually Ensign's away at the moment and I've asked him to get some more of this brand. It still crackles and it's still intact and the bubbas still like it. So super impressed. Well, that's it from us for this episode. Thank you for watching our very first episode. Hopefully as we go along they'll get shorter and more concise. Stay tuned for future episodes. We already have the next couple planned. We've got a lot of toys for the bubbas to test, which I think they're pretty happy about. Questions, comments, suggestions are always welcome, so head on down to the comments section and let us know what you think. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Ka kite anō. We'll see you again.
I may fall right back down, but your love lifts me back to solid ground.